Hi, Jonathan Royle here again with lesson 2 of Insights into Stage and Street Hypnosis. Last time we talked a bit about filming and getting consent forms to make it legal for you to actually be able to broadcast, whether it be on television or the internet or on your website or through any form really, so that down the line it can't come and bite you in the bum, because without a consent form, or at the very least video evidence, which doesn't get broadcast because you edit it off, but you've got it there on file, that covers you. Now, a couple of people emailed me and said, yeah, but in your video clips on YouTube doing street hypnosis, we don't see you asking them for permission. That's correct, because obviously that's been edited off. I've got it on file, but it's edited off. Also, people have said to me, yeah, but what about the big TV camera for the compliance, the belief, the psychological element of being on TV, when it looks as though it's been covertly, secretly filmed on a mobile phone, so it's grainy and not a very good picture. Well, the truth is, quite simply, you can do that by having your mobile phone, have someone filming with that, while someone else is holding the camera for the belief, so you've got a good quality video image, which you can use for DVDs or whatever, once you've got their consent on camera, okay? And you've got this grainy, rubbishy, don't use an up-to-date camera, use an old one, an old camera phone, so that it is grainy. It looks like it's shot secretly, because the general public love that element of, oh, it's naughty, it shouldn't be happening. Just like they love horror films and naughty adult films in some cases. You know, it's that element of, oh, it's taboo, that makes it popular and gets you more hits on your clips and stuff, which if you use your clips correctly on YouTube or wherever, should also then lead them to your website and ultimately lead to you getting bookings and making money. Well, that's an entirely different thing altogether. Okay, your pre-talk. According to the 1952 Hypnotism Act and the amendments to that in 1989, the 1995 Government Review and the 1996 updated guidelines, you have to inform and make sure before you hypnotise your volunteers that they are of the age of 18, that they're not asthmatic, epileptic, clinically depressed, suffering from any heart conditions, serious medical complaints, and that they're not pregnant. Yeah, quite a big list. People are put off doing this because they think, oh, that makes hypnosis sound dangerous. Well, the truth is, hypnosis is potentially dangerous, but it won't be if you do it correctly, legally, ethically, safely, as we'll teach as we go along. The reason for this is if you're asthmatic, you don't want people jumping around like a nutter. They could end up out of breath and have an asthma attack. Epileptics can be predisposed to, when relaxing, having fits. You don't want that to happen with the relaxation of so-called hypnosis. Clinically depressed people, it has been proven that hypnosis, the hypnotic induction, can trigger off things such as schizophrenia. In the Paul McKenna versus Chris Gates case years ago, where McKenna was cleared and they said that he wasn't guilty of anything, it was defined, however, in court by experts that hypnosis most likely did trigger off the dormant underlying condition of schizophrenia that the person had. However, because Paul McKenna could prove, as I understand it, that he'd done the correct pre-talk, warned people, and there was no way of him knowing this person had an underlying condition, but he'd done all the necessary health and safety things, abided by all laws. That's why he was found not guilty of doing anything wrong. So you know, especially in a street context, this is all being filmed, say, you want it filmed to cover, A, you've got publicity materials, B, it shows that you've got the correct consent and you've got consent for showing the footage. It also helps psychologically to get people under quicker, and also it gives video evidence that you gave the correct pre-talk, did the correct health and safety, abided by all the laws, and therefore after the event people can't make false claims against you, which they have a number of years actually in law after the actual date of the event to sue you for alleged psychological or physical damage, which you'll be able to prove couldn't have been down to you because you've done the correct health and safety things, which you will have done when you put everything together from these videos, and also other information will be passing your way. So how do you approach this on the street without like taking forever? It's easier on stage because you can make gags about it, you know, you can build it into a pre-talk, which actually if you download my book from the place where you got this video, or if you found this video through a random source, then just essentially for the life of these videos, email me on the email address where you found these, or the information next to the video, and request the free report on patter and opening patter for stage hypnosis shows, and I'll send that through to you. But on the street, I'd approach somebody, and once you've done you're going to be on telly and they agree, I'd say something like, now, I'm a bit mental, me. Are you? Right? Make a joke of it. You know, you say, your breathing's good, isn't it? Almost future pacing them and implying, look, it is, isn't it? And then just casual throwaway line. So you're not asthmatic, so you're all right with energetic things, and you're not epileptic, are you? Cool. And you look a pretty cheery soul to me. Compliment them, butter them up, praise the ego, makes them feel good. So you're not clinically depressed, are you? No, cool. Because I've got a tip for you. If you know, if you ever take Viagra, also take an antidepressant as well. Because then if you don't get your leg over that night, you just don't give a F. I won't swear, but you get the gag. You can work it in ways that's appropriate to your character and the situation you're in. Obviously, you say to them, you're not under 18, are you? I don't need to ask for ID, do I? You know, so you've got all this on camera proof. Make a joke of it. Praise them up. You know, especially if it's a woman, go, I've just got to check. You are over 18, aren't you? It gets you the answer you need, but also it's praising because the women obviously like to look younger than they are, what have you. Pregnancy on stage, say, you're not pregnant, are you? And when they go, no, you go, oh well, if you want to be, see me after the show, I'm sure we can sort that one out. You can put gags in if you want, you don't have to, but you've got to get these points across, that you shouldn't take part if you're asthmatic, epileptic, clinically depressed, if you're suffering from any heart conditions, if you've got any serious medical complaints, or you're pregnant, e.g. if you've got a bad leg or a bad back, please don't volunteer. Just nothing to do with hypnosis, just pure and simple. We don't want asthmatics jumping around, losing their breath, having an asthma attack. Epileptics have been shown to predispose to having fits, well relaxed or under hypnosis. Clinically depressed people, it's been proven that hypnosis can make the depression worse. Take this on board. You wouldn't want a pregnant woman jumping around, potentially falling over and hurting herself. Heart conditions, you definitely wouldn't want a heart attack. No, I'm sure you'd agree. Serious medical problems covers a whole thing, but you give an example of like bad back, bad leg, stuff like that. Then it's down to the people to make an informed decision on whether to take part. This is your duty of care. If you have not done this, you're breaking the 1952 Hypnotism Act and the amendments of 89 Guidelines, 95 Review, 96 Update. And you're also breaking duty of care laws. And ultimately, if you can't prove by producing that video that you used this kind of pre-talk and made sure the people did not fall into these categories, and made sure also that they're over the age of 18, then you could get done, not just for breaking the 1952 Hypnotism Act and get a £1,000 fine, but you could also get done under duty of care laws. And you could, if they have side effects, which could happen. Truly, it's happened before. People have been sued in England and they have lost cases. And it's happened elsewhere as well. You could actually get cases against you for assault. Because it would be classed as assault because you didn't inform them of the potential danger. Okay? If they say they fall into one of those categories, do not hypnotise them. Because in the stage and street context, frankly, health and safety wise, you're setting yourself up for potential claims. I'll cover this more in the next clip, but please ensure that when you've got your TV camera there that makes them more compliant, you make sure that nobody takes part who is asthmatic, epileptic, clinically depressed, suffering from heart conditions, serious medical complaints, bad back, bad legs, or are pregnant. Seems a lot to say, but by doing so, you look like a caring, knowledgeable professional that cares for their health and safety. This covers you legally, and also, believe me, when people agree to be hypnotised, then you've got even better rapport with them and they'll go under even easier. See you in the next lesson.